I would love to open today's video on a happy note. Happy Fuck the British Day. Today is the 4th of July. It's America's birthday. Kinda. It is when America decided to claim itself independent from Britain. And we'd also like to thank Britain for that because they have given more countries around the world their Independence Day than any other country. Good job, Britain. Gold star. No, today we're going to be talking about the Assassin's Creed at the end of the line, both historically and for a while where the games actually left off before they made Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla, Mirage. They're working on Jade or whatever it's called now. But the end of the line, the closest to the modern era we've ever seen an Assassin's Creed game go, and honestly, as much as I want to say fuck the British out of pure patriotism for America, it was actually a really good game. I went into this with the worst expectations because everywhere online I saw people complaining, oh, the rope dart gun makes it feel so unassassin. Ugh, I have to play as a woman. Ugh. You know what? I didn't mind it, actually. I could tell the game was definitely more aimed for Jacob. Just based on, like, it was his whole idea to clear the boroughs. Which isn't a major part of the game, but it makes traveling a lot easier. And a good portion of the missions do go pretty 50-50, from what I noticed in both their favors. But you'll generally spend more time as him if you're trying to just brute your way through it. If you're trying to stealth your way through it, I could see playing more as Evie. It wasn't my play style personally. I just went at this one, and they're like, hey, he's a brawler. And I went, sure. Overall, the game was actually very well done. I mean, you could tell they kind of scrapped the Parkour 2.0 from Arno. They modified it a little bit to have that rope dart gun in there to really aid with crossing the actually big city streets. Me personally, I used it as the most petty form of transportation. If something looked like it was slightly too far for me to jump, rope dart gun. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just takes care of itself. No issues. The fighting style, I take some issue with because you do kind of have to pick weapons strictly to your level, and I see a little bit of that new RPG mechanic coming out that they did for like Odyssey and Origins. I don't know about Mirage, I haven't played that one. But yeah, it was a rough transition because back in the old games, like the first one, yeah, there was like, this has 3 attack diamonds and 1 defending diamond, as opposed to the thing you were just using, which has 2 attack diamond and 2 defending diamond. This time around, it was more of a, hey, you don't want to die, you're gonna need to switch weapons, otherwise these fights are gonna take a long-ass time. It actually showed and mattered. Every time I would level up one of the Fry twins and forget the weaponry, subsequently the next 3 or 4 fights I'd have to take them into would take like 3 to 8 times longer because you're just sitting there whipping a piece of beef stroganoff with a wet spaghetti noodle. You're not getting anywhere. Story-wise, it was there. It definitely wasn't all in like the other ones were. Like the other Assassin's Creed games are, oh hey, we know of a piece of Eden, and we're gonna try and back and forth it all game, where it does go back and forth a few times. But there's also maybe a second one. This one was, hey, we blew up the first piece of Eden, but we know what they want next. So the imminent threat of the Templars having it felt a little, I wouldn't say lackadaisy or loose, but it felt like non-threatening. It wasn't like crap, I should probably get on that, you know? They also didn't try to instill any false sense of urgency, which I appreciate, because, like, some games will be like, oh, hey, this person is dying. you have X amount of days until they're pretty much toast. You might want to wheel things up here. And then that sense of urgency is all for naught because they weren't actually going to die any faster. The game was just urging you to move faster. I don't know how I feel about the overall mechanics of it. I can see where some people are going to bitch about the rope dart gun and say it was bad. I can't because I loved using it. I never played any Spider-Man games growing up, so there's my release. I get to be Spoder-Man in Britain. Spider-Bruv. Spider-Bruv. Fighting mechanics, pretty similar to the last few Assassin's games. Beat up one person, someone else tries to attack, counter that person, finish up the fight on them. Detection mechanics were a little different in this one, I noticed. They seem to be dumber. And that's not a stab at the British, that's actually just a stab at the AI that Ubisoft put in place. I think they were legitimately dumber. Like, I would stand in front of them and they'd be like, "Hey, what's all this over here?" And then you just kind of walk behind a corner and there's like... So, I mean, I don't know. AI was kind of dumb. It was a little lackluster. Storyline, I can't say I truly followed too hard. I would be really lasered in on that story, and then I'd be like, "Ah, crap. I should probably go free the burrows." And if you were to watch the videos, I think I have like 2 or 3 different like 2.5-hour stints where I just went around the entire map absolutely racking up a bill of destruction by killing everybody. And I would just go off on tangents like that. And I like being able to do that in a game where it doesn't limit you to you must do this then when. But that was hilariously funny. It's just like, we might be going to this burrow next over here. Jacob, I'll go this. You know. As far as the missions to free the burrows, I see you, Ubisoft, and I see what you're doing. I know this game was a bit older, but they just took the Far Cry formula, copy-pasted it, slapped it on top of Britain, and called it a day. And now that this game has been made and another subsequent game has been made, if I had a nickel for every time I had to free the boroughs of London, I would have 2. It's strange that it would happen twice, but it has. I've played Ubisoft's other Great Britain adventure, Watch Dogs Legion, which has you doing the exact same thing. The only thing different in Legion is instead of going places and murdering people, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure the Watch Dogs are anti-murder. They're peaceful, passive-aggressive peaceful. They'll beat the crap out of you, but they won't kill you. I don't know, that's the message the second game sent, and that was the first one I played. It sticks with me. But it's weird, because the map looks like they really did kind of copy-pasta it from the original Britain map, and then just revamp some city areas to be more city-like. And having played Watch Dogs Legion before having played Syndicate, I see the similarities in the mapping, and I can't help but think Ubisoft maybe did import and copy-pasta the mapping. Especially for some of the structures that have higher fidelity detail, like the Great Fire Monument and all that stuff. I don't know. Back on track for the missions, though, that happen in the boroughs. I'm cool with the Templar hunt. I'm cool with the strongholds. I'm even cool with freeing the children from child labor. What I'm not cool with is the search and carry missions, where you have to find a specific person and bounty hunt their ass, and get them back to who knows what Flibbly-Wib Gibson, who wants to have all the bad people in his possession. No. No. The game gives you two options. Walk them by foot to where that location is, or put them in a carriage and get attacked by carriages the entire way there. Because for some reason, I don't think Ubisoft coded in the fact that people were going to walk people across land. I hardly ever was inconvenienced when doing a bounty hunt by anyone walking. You just walk around them, make sure the bubble underneath you doesn't get too wide. The second I would put them in a carriage, though, if I was doing a carriage carryback, the AI would generate like anywhere between 2 and 5 carriages to just come out of nowhere and start ganging up on me. Like, alright, I get it. You're mad that we bounty hunted this guy, but what the hell, man? So it was a weird trade-off. I honestly just walked him there most of the time because of that factor. And it didn't really affect my gameplay in that any. I was just going free in burrows, full on hyperfixation, borderlining autism. I was just in there, and it was fun. I like Far Cry. I've loved all the Far Cry games. Played since Far Cry 2 when I had to keep malaria pills on me to keep from dying at all times. My guns blowing up on all the other shit. All the way up until the most recent one, which it was a little lackluster. But the Far Cry formula works. Ubisoft has proven that time and time again. The fact that they used a Far Cry formula in both a Watch Dogs game and an Assassin's Creed game shows that Ubisoft doesn't know much else, but what they do have is a functioning fucking formula. It produces fun in the game. It makes you want to do things. It makes you want to go out of your way from the main missions to actually play things other than the missions. Like, that's been my problem in the last, 3 Assassin's Creed games. Nothing has encouraged me to go out of my own way to do anything for those locations. The last time I felt encouraged to just explore an Assassin's Creed game was the pirate game that was not so much an Assassin's Creed game. And I checked my Steam hours the other day just because I was curious. Both Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey have either almost 100 hours or well over 100 hours. And those games are long, but if you're focusing just the main storyline and nothing else, you could probably breeze either one of those games in 30 to 40 hours. So I think when they went into the new games, as much as people hate those RPG mechanics, it adds more to the game, the action-adventure, the going places, doing things, and I love it. I love every last bit of it. I am a little sad to finally be at the end of the Assassin's Creed game series. If I see Mirage go on sale and come to Steam, I'll probably grab it and play it and add it to the list, because, I mean, now I've played every other Assassin's Creed game, why not? I want to play Assassin's Creed Jade, or whatever the hell they're calling the new one in Japan, and I'm going to wait for that one to come out and go on sale too, because I am cheap, and I do this as strictly a hobby. I ain't here to make money. I'm here to make people look in games and go, huh, maybe I could play that game. Huh. Maybe that's alright. So to future me and anyone that watches this in the future, if you haven't played Syndicate, do it. Make fun of the British all you want, but it's actually kind of a good game. It's the least Assassin's Creedy feeling Assassin's game in a few games, and maybe that's the good break they needed. I have no idea what I'm going to do now that the Assassin's Creed series is done, but I'm going to just keep on producing videos. If you guys have a favorite series that I haven't touched on or you want to see played by an absolute moron, be my guest and leave it in the comments. This moron will probably play it if it goes on sale. Until then, ciao.